Okay, this is good morning, guys. This is the Wednesday webinar, just a little bit after 9. And I don't know how many of you guys saw my free video last night, but we did short the market. So we have, I think, 3 shorts and 1 long working. We'll talk about that. I think the market's at a pretty unique position. So we did put the shorts to work. Futures are up just a little bit this morning, not too much going on. So we'll see what the open brings. This is a busy week in terms of bond issuance. There's a lot of supply coming to the market, and I think that's going to be pretty indicative as to what the demand is for U.S. Treasuries. Obviously, there's concern with the less revenue that's coming in to the government and the more that's going to be spent in infrastructure. So the quality of our debt is a big question right now, and I think that's a big source of the volatility that we're seeing. So we'll see how those bonds auctions go. I think 3 and 6 months were yesterday or today, and then they're going to ramp on up to the 7s and 10s. So that is going to be a pretty big indication as to how we're doing. Okay, so let me show you where we're at here. Get Bitcoin off the screen, and let me go to the S&P. All right. Joe, a few people, only showing your camera. Let me get rid of camera. Buy camera, and let me... Oh, you guys didn't see my snowman picture? Oh, awesome. All right, well, never mind. So, Joe, a couple people had mentioned that, so we're going to look into not getting the SPX trade alert. A couple people mentioned that, yeah. I will resend here at the open. Market's going to be pretty much, it's going to open pretty much where we got it. So I think there was about 7 or 8 people who didn't get it. So yeah, I'll send out another one. If you don't get this one, then obviously let us know again. But I saw a list of about 8 people from my customer support who said they didn't get it, so we'll look into that. Okay, so you know, here's the deal, guys. Starting up higher, I don't know if the top is in or not, and I'm not super concerned about that right now. This count right here on the S&P says this is just an ABC pullback that will complete a larger fourth, and at that point the market should stabilize and then move to new highs. I don't know, you know, if this is going to play out, but what I do know, and I'm trading based on, is that we should have another drop to give us the very typical ABC correction in the S&P. The alternate count says this is not A and this is not B, but in fact this is wave 1, this is wave 2, and wave 3 is about to unfold on the downside. I don't know, but what's good is whether it's 1 or A, 2 or B, or 3 or C. 3 or C should draw us down to about 2,500. So in either wave count, it says we go lower. So you know, we're short. We're beginning to position for that move, and we'll figure it out from there. Don't need to know what the exact count is, and the difference between the two, from a longer term point of view, is this. This one says a significant top has been made. That's the blue count. The red count says we have a bit more strength before a significant top is made. I think a topping process is starting in the market. It's either going to work from here or for one more push towards 3,000 S&P. Not sure. All I'm focusing on with my members, my subscribers, is we're just trying to get that push back down. This is the 50-day. That's the 200-day. We're pretty well sandwiched in between those guys. So we are now positioned on the downside. The trades that we put on, I did it in the SPX. I did this in the free video. I actually executed this trade live in the free video. I bought the 2690, 2670 put spread, and I paid $4.95 for that $25 or $20 spread, right? So, you know, $495 to make $1,500 for a one lot, or $3,000 and change for a two lot. Okay, so I'm basically risking $1,000 to potentially make $3,000 on this trade. I also put it on in the SPY, just a one lot as a marker. Do the 270, 267 put spread, and we did these in the monthly March, 16 March, just 23 days to go. Now, one thing that I'm going to do, if we don't get directional over today or tomorrow, I'm probably going to go into, I'm going to continue to say we're in a fourth wave, but go into more of an income strategy rather than a directional strategy. And an income strategy would be something like a butterfly that I might look to structure with the subscriber, something that has a P&L curve of that, right? So something like that. Because if we don't get directional and the market just kind of wants to, the market kind of wants to develop inside of a fourth wave, I might start doing a butterfly and just start to anticipate we might be doing this inside of the fourth wave. And that's an entire possibility. So I'm directional. I'm going to try to grab the downside move if there is one. And if we don't, then I'm just going to go sideways in fourth wave. That's going to be the plan for our subscribers. Okay, let me just look at these questions coming in. John M. hit you there. Hey, Pamela, got it close to 9 p.m. last night. Really? That's strange. Nate, okay. Okay, Terry, got it. Looking for, so Gerald, are you looking for more of a five-way move down aspects, completing the C of a zigzag? You got it. Yep. So let me get off the daily down to the, let's go 3 hour. So just like the A wave that did a 5-wave move down, we have a nice ABC up, and then you'd expect another 5-wave move down here for the zigzag. So you're exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. What are the questions? Hey, Rob, can the market go lower with Apple still going higher? Well, there was a while, Rob, with Apple was going lower while the market was going higher. Apple topped out like 2 weeks before the Nasdaq did. So, yeah, is it a leading indicator? Perhaps. You know, I don't know. And Apple strength is certainly an issue. So let's just kind of let's take a look at that. We'll flip over, look at the Nasdaq, and then overlay Apple. So here's the Nasdaq. Now, what's interesting is the Nasdaq has retraced more of the January 26th drop than the S&P has. The S&P has only done a 61% retracement, where the Nas is up at a 786. So to Rob's point, let's take a look at what Apple influence is doing here to the Nasdaq. AAPL. So what happened here is Apple topped out back on January 18th and then dropped, and Nasdaq topped out on the 29th. They did both bottom at the same time, but then you can actually see that Apple and the Nasdaq are right on top of each other, Rob, which I didn't know until you asked me to look at that. So they're actually tracking each other pretty well. It's not like Apple's leading the market here. So I would say the two are right on point. So that's good to know. Okay. Ralph asks, why do you have two puts executed? You say, why did I buy it? Why did I buy a put and why did I sell a put, Ralph? That's an option strategy called a spread. It's the safest way to trade options, using the advantages of their leverage, but you overcome time decay or the waste in the extrinsic value. So it's the safest way to trade options, hands down. Definitely, we have more information on that on the site, tradinganalysis.com. Lots of questions. Could this move down, morph into a triangle rather than zigzag? Andrew E. That's exactly what I'm saying about going into a butterfly, option butterfly. in the event that it does want to go sideways. And that's entirely possible. Entirely possible. And I might put that trade on anyways in the event that that does happen. I think that's possible. Would I short Russell? Yeah, we could. Yeah, it's the same trade as the S&P. They have the same shape. It's showing the same kind of characteristics. So it's the same thing. Russell, the S&P. Nasdaq is stronger for sure. Monica, would you give us an example to set up a butterfly in XPX or SPY? Sure. All right. So let's say this is not a zigzag. Okay, so let's say this is a triangle, and the S&P is going to go like this. So we have A, we have B, we have C, we have D, we have E, and then these guys right here are going to get shifted to right here, and the whole thing winds up being a big triangle. Well, options are great, especially within the context of Elliott, because then, you know, directionally, this is going to be a nightmare because everyone's all wound up and hot and bothered from the massive stock rally, massive stock sell-off, and then people, including myself, I'm looking for a directional move down, but it's possible we just go sideways, and people who are trying to trade direction are going to get chewed up as the volatility kind of settles in a bit more. So you can put on a trade to take advantage of the settling of the range and the decrease in the implied volatility, which is one of the ways that I like to do it is a butterfly. So the way you do that is, okay, so let's say you think the body of the butterfly, you think this move is going to, let's say you think it's going to center around 2650, and you think it's going to be contained within, oops, I messed up my bracket. Oh, that's an ugly bracket. Let's say you think the move is going to be contained around, let's say 2650. Okay, so it could go up to 2750 and down to 2550. Okay, so this is your range: 2550, 2650, 2750 inside of the triangle. So all you do is you go over to your option chain. How long do you think this thing's going to last? You know, I like to go out at least. I try to go out to a month. So we could go out here into these 23 March. And let's say you want to put something around the 2650. So I like to do it on the put side. Doesn't matter if you do puts or calls. But you're going to sell at the body, which is where you think the market will be centered around in this correction. So let's say you want to sell 2 of those. So I want to sell 2 of the 2650 puts. I want to buy 1 of the 2750, which is the top end of the anticipated range. So then you just click buy. And then let's say we think 2550 is going to be the lower end. So then you find the 2550 puts. All right, I'm going to buy 1 of those. So altogether, that's a pretty big spread. That's going to be a $1,995 spread. Pretty large, right? You could do this in the SPY, no problem. All right, but the idea is there we go. The idea is if this thing at expiration settles inside of this range between 2730 and 2570, you know, you could potentially make $7,000, right? Max loss would be $19.95 if the market crashes. If the market crashes on the top side, you're going to lose $19.95. Okay, so you're risking $2,000 on either side, and then all of this zone right here is profit. Now, you can do it, obviously, in the SPY, which is 1/10 the size, okay, and just take 1/10 these values. Instead of risking $2,000, you risk $200 to make $700 if you do it in the SPY. And the good thing is these things, you know, as the trade evolves, the T line will increase, and it kind of shifts. So this is your profitability on March 2nd. There's your profitability. You can see it's going to be picking up delta, meaning the profitability is going to shift to the top side. So on March 10th, your break even will be 2,500. Max profit will be around 2624, etc. So it's a good way to trade anticipated ranges if you can define them by Elliott. Okay, probably a lot more than what you wanted, but that's the short answer. Okay, lots of questions. Joe, we're supposed to be in the Amazon trade, and obviously we have a lot of members here. Okay, so yes, we are long Amazon, and here is set up in Amazon. I have a put spread going on here with the subscribers. So we're looking at an ABC sell off down in wave 4, and then just kind of knocking on the door up here. We sold a put spread just below the market, which creates a bullish position. You know, just trying to play a little bit of a breakout trade. It's one of the it's our single long position. Amazon's showing really good relative strength here to the overall market, so that's fine. Just kind of wanted to have some long exposure there. We are short Facebook. Wave counts are disappearing. There we go. Okay. If you look at the strength in Amazon compared to what we see in Facebook, Amazon's like up here and Facebook's down here. This guy has a beautiful ending diagonal completing, and then we have a nice 5-wave move down followed by an ABC that ran smack dab into resistance. So Facebook is looking pretty weak. So we have a Facebook trade at work here. We have we're long the 175 put, short the 170s. So that's giving us negative delta, which means for every dollar Facebook moves, we'll pick up $70. Okay, so we're paying $5.19 a day in theta. Okay, if you just bought the 170, or sorry, if you just bought the 175 put, you'd be paying $51 a day, right? So by doing the spread, we've minimized our theta down to only $5, which is our cost, basically paying the insurance policy, paying the premiums on the policy. Okay. So that's Facebook. Another one that we have working is Chevron CVX. Energy has been very weak. I think crude oil is rallying up against the B wave, ready to kind of sell off here. Chevron is extremely weak here. Heading into triangle 4, looking for a wave 5 move down. So Chevron is another one that we have at work. And I have a butterfly working here in Chevron. So we're short at 110, 16 times, and then I'm long the 115s, long the 106s. And if you go over here to analyze, I'll show you what that looks like. So these guys expire on March 9th. We're at 111, and if we were to just stay here all the way until expiration, which is March 9th, I'd be up $2,000 on this trade. If we can break down to the 110 area, that's when we start moving into the, start to move above 2,500 region. And if you hold this thing all the way to expiration, the purple line melts into the blue line, which means that's your profitability. So if we can just hang around here in Chevron, that'd be just fine. If the thing absolutely cracks, I'll start to lose money below $105.92. And if it rallies on the top side, I'll lose money above 113.50. But this is the body of the butterfly, and it lines up very well with the wave count, which I think is we're going to go sideways to slightly lower down into fib support, right around 108 to 107, which is why lower end of support, wave 5 support zone comes in down here. So I'll make less money down here, but I'm starting to think that this market wants to go sideways. So that's why I'm positioned that way. Okay, just so you guys know, a lot of questions here this morning. So if I'm not answering you, that is why. Okay, let me just take Joe, that was for you. No problem. Tom S. On what? Alternate accounts on what? Your SPY bear spread has 8 delta, John M. Why not at least 25? Because I have it on in the SPX as well. Right? I have I've got it here in the SPX. So that's equivalent of a 20 lot in the SPY to get more deltas. Yeah, Rob, is the dollar bottom in? Let me bring up my other workspace and I'll kind of show you what's going on there. We're close. I don't think we're there yet. The gold market's trying to tell us the dollar bottom's in, but we're close. You know what? I'm going to leave that one for there. I'm going to leave it. We're coming up on time. I do want to look at Bitcoin. I just did the member update for Bitcoin. And I wanted to be short at the beginning, a couple $100 higher, but I wanted to get through this webinar. So hope you guys appreciate it. So I think Bitcoin is starting to move lower. And I just caution my members in the Bitcoin service. I'm like, guys, cryptos are acting very weak here. And I think this is what's going on here. I think we're going to get this little C wave move down. I'm long Bitcoin in the exchanges, but I definitely want to hedge here a little bit. So I'm just going to put a trade on for you, not for you, for me. All right, so I'm going to sell. This is Bitcoin futures. I'm just going to sell one here, and then I'm going to put another one for sale at 1080. Sell, and then I'm going to stop out twice at 1100. Oh, it won't let me put stops. That's so annoying. It's got to be stop limit. Oh, after hours. Right. That's fine. But I am going to stop out into 1100 or 11,000. Okay, so I just sold Bitcoin futures, and the whole space is acting very, very weak. I am concerned. Bitcoin's actually been acting the best, but Ethereum has been quite weak, real underperformer. It's going to have support probably down into this 860 to 820 region. I'm looking at this as a possible 1-2-1-2, meaning orange 1-2, blue 1-2, and it really needs to hold support down into the 820 region. If not, this is not a new impulsive rally, and the cryptos are going to continue their downtrend. So I'm a little concerned by those guys. So I am short. I want to sell more. So just be on the lookout there. If you're holding those cryptos, I think we're coming into a trouble zone here. Just reading these questions here. Lots of questions. All right, so people are asking about gold and dollar. Let me just pull that workspace up. Oh, let me make an announcement here too. I will do gold and dollar. So we've been working hard. Our friend Terry, who's a member at TradingAnalysis, he's really very good at Motive Wave. He's been helping me with this. We have a new product out with Motive Wave, and Terry's been helping me a lot. And I've been working with Motive Wave. I had a good call with them yesterday. So if you go to my website, tradinganalysis.com, and then go to Marketplace, the Motive Wave platform is available here. You can do a trial. You can buy here. But then check this out right here, and I'll link you over to this page when we're done. a good video explaining what we're doing with the workspace share. So this is Elliott Wave in the cloud. Basically, what this allows you to do, if you have Motive Wave, you can sync your workspace to mine. When I make a change in my account and I go like this, file, chart, save to TDA, I just save that to Dropbox in the cloud, and everybody who's connected to my workspace just got the update. So basically, I'm doing the Elliott Wave analysis for you. It's pretty awesome, and I've been working with Motive Wave a lot on this, so that is now available, okay? So you can click Join Now. It's free right now, okay? It's free. The repository program is free right now, so you'll have to sign up. You'll get instructions, and once you get instructions, it's going to drop you in this page. Once you sign up, it's going to drop you over into this page in the members area of Trading Analysis, and it's going to show you how to set it up. Okay, so here's a nice 27-minute video showing you exactly how to set it up, and then we laid out the steps here. Get Motive Wave. Best if you have Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade, because that's the symbol conventions we're using, makes it the easiest. And then set up Dropbox, and we'll take you through. So this kind of analysis, guys, this has never been done before. There are automated Elliott Wave programs out there, but this is not automated Elliott. This is me doing it for you. Okay? And when I make a change on any market, I send it over you. So in the S&P, if I update anything, and I'll say, oh, let's put an external retracement here on C versus B, and then let me, okay, so then we've got a pretty good fib zone right down here. And if I go like this, and I put in a like this, show fill, and I'll say, traders, watch this downside fib support zone. And then I go file, save to, you just got the update on your charts. And when you go to the S&P, this will be here waiting for you. It's pretty awesome. So check that out, guys. That has never been done before. We're breaking ground here, and I'm pretty fired up about it. So the best way to learn Elliott, it's complex. There's a lot of stuff going on. The best way to learn it is to watch it evolve in real time. Watch how the wave count evolves. It's a living, breathing thing. It's not some static, boring MACD analysis that's completely useless. It's the discretionary methodology of technical analysis. So, and the way to learn it is to watch it being done in real time. That's how I learned, and that's what this one's going to allow you to do. So, jump in there, guys. Okay, let me do golden dollars promised, and then I'm going to get to the markets. So, how do you get that link again? Bill, just go to Trading Analysis, my website, and then just click Marketplace right here, and then it should be the third one down. Motive Wave, and then Cloud. Now, here's the deal. You can't be on a trial with Motive Wave. You have to be an owner or leasing it in order for this to work. Motive Wave takes what they call the repository feature out, so you got to be an owner. And once you're there, then you can join. Okay? Pretty awesome. Okay. Golden dollar. Let me shrink. Let me just find this workspace here. Motive Wave. Let's go to IQ feed. All right, just launching it. So here's gold dollar. Dollar has a key decision here at the 786 retracement of the drop from right here. We're starting to roll over here. I think this is going to be wave 1 and 2 of the final 5-wave decline in the dollar, and then a longer term low, I think is going to be in place. Okay, so I think that's what's going to happen. This is a longer term significant low in the dollars. We go up to the daily chart. You know, there's been a pretty solid 5-wave decline. There's the wave count. It's a flat. I think it's down in A, up in B, and then 5 waves down in C. If we break below 84.10, we're in a true dollar crisis. But for now, this is going to be, I think, a very good value area for the dollar. And then gold is trying to convince us that the dollar is into a low. The gold market has been completely range bound for over 2 years now. I can't wait to see which way this goes. I think it goes lower, but it could go either way. We are just locked in this Elliott triangle that has been in play since July of 16. We're now in February of 18. So long time we've been contained in this sideways range. We just did a double top in what I think to be E of B wave triangle, which gives us a drop down. If the dollar truly does find a bottom, gold's going to get smoked. But again, I have very little confidence. It is a triangle, but I don't know if we're going to go higher or lower. I can't tell you yet. I think we go lower, but I can't wait for it to break, because when it does, I think it's going to be spectacular. Podrick, sorry, P-A-D-R, cool name, P-A-D-R-A-I-C, Podrick? How do we pronounce that? Yes, you can just subscribe. Yes? Okay, very cool name. Yes, you can just subscribe to that. Even if you don't want if you don't want to listen to me talk and blabber on every day and send you trade alerts, yes, you can get that service by itself. It is meant to stand alone. So, yep, absolutely. Paul, sure. Dollar doesn't look like TDA symbol. Yeah, there's a weird dollar symbol in TDA. It doesn't make sense. Don't use it. Use UUP. That's going to be your best bet for a dollar ETF. UUP. Sure. I'm not tracking Brent, Thamer, but I'm tracking WTI. I'll show you that one. I think we're in a B wave in crude. I think we're doing this. So we held the fib resistance beautifully in crude into the 66. I think we're doing an ABC down in crude, and that's part of the reason we're short Chevron. Energy's been very, ever since failing at that fib zone, energy's been big time underperforming. So I think we should be able to move down to the lower 50s in crude. How long could gold, or how far down could gold go? All right, well, let's go with the bearish scenario for now. This is what I love about Elliott Motive Wave. You can hide or show whatever degrees you want just using the hotkeys. It's such a great tool. Well, if that's A and that's C on a logarithmic scale, the very minimum would be a 38% fib projection of percent change distance traveled in A, projected from the end of B, if in fact this is the end of B. Very minimum would be 889. And more realistic would be a 0.618 travel, which would be 551. I think that's a pretty good longer-term short. I really do. It just makes sense, right? I mean, for the last 8 years, central banks around the world flooded the economy with tons of liquidity, which didn't really break the gold market out. And now it's being withdrawn. So there was an underlying weakness in gold from the very start. So I think it goes lower. Okay. Guys, we're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna get over and focus in the members area here. So hit us up, TradingAnalysis.com. I know you don't want to hear from me only once a week. Get this every day. So come over to ta.com, take a trial. We've got a couple courses, trial right there. Courses. We've got the Motive Wave where you can sync your workspace to mine, where I can basically just do the work for you. And if I just go like File Chart, Save To, I'll send that up to Dropbox. Okay. So leave it there, guys. I hope that was helpful, and have a great rest of the week. I'll be on TV at about 3 o'clock today. And other than that, I will see you members in the members area. See you guys.